John Ulzheimer is known as one of our nation's most recognized credit experts. Having worked for 28 years in the credit industry, John has become one of the most prolific speakers about credit and the go-to authority on answers to credit-related questions. Credit Countdown with John Ulzheimer.
Hey there, this is John Ulzheimer. I am a consumer credit expert. Got almost 30 years of experience in the credit industry. Spent time at FICO, which is the company behind the FICO credit scoring system, and Equifax, which is one of the three generally recognized credit reporting agencies in the United States. And so today I'm going to talk a little bit about how to prepare your credit for your first auto loan. So first auto loan, it's a really big deal. It's the first time you're going to be buying a car for yourself. And there's a couple of things that you need to know so that you put yourself in a position, the best position possible, to not only get approved, but get approved at the best rate possible for you. So auto loans are a little bit different than credit cards and mortgages. But they also are similar in some respects. So number one, an auto loan is what's referred to as a secured loan, meaning that the loan that you take out is going to be secured by the car that you're buying. So if you don't make payments on your loan, then the auto lender can come take your car back, because that is the quote-unquote security for the loan. And they do this through a process called repossession. You probably have heard of the repo man and people having their cars repossessed. And that's what happens if you don't make your car payments on time. And so it's very important that you obviously strive to do that. Auto lenders are going to pull a credit report and a credit score. They're likely going to pull probably just one of your credit reports and one of your credit scores. And obviously the higher that score, the better it's going to be for your auto loan prospects. Now, having said that, it's really, really easy to get an auto loan, even if you have damaged credit or credit that's not what we refer to as pristine, meaning you don't have to have an 800 Vantage score or an 800 FICO score in order to get approved for an auto loan. There are certainly options for people who do not have pristine credit reports and scores. You may not get the best deal that the lender has to offer. Your options might be limited, and you may pay a little bit more on your loan, but you should still be able to get a loan unless you just have really, really just awful credit. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you want to pull your credit reports. You can go to annualcreditreport.com. You can do that for free. You can check your credit reports, make sure everything is accurate. There are a variety of places where you can get credit scores just to kind of see, generally speaking, where your scores are going to fall when the auto lender pulls your score. It's unlikely you're going to be able to get the exact 3-digit number that some auto lender in the future is going to get. So don't be unreasonable thinking that you're going to be able to get that number. However, most of the credit scores that you're going to be able to find online are going to be similar to what your scores is going to be. It doesn't necessarily mean it has to be to the point, but if you have good credit, then you should have good credit scores regardless of where you get them. Generally speaking, if you have scores, believe it or not, kind of even in the mid to high 500s, you should be able to get financing for an auto loan. You may be asked to put more money down, and your interest rates are going to be pretty punitive. And if you've got credit scores in the 700s, then your interest rates are going to be very, very competitive. Your options are going to be voluminous, and you're going to be able to get yourself a pretty good deal from the lender. You are going to want to, in some scenarios, pre-qualify. You can go to your local credit union or your bank and ask them, hey, I'm thinking of buying a car. Can you pre-qualify me? Which means you're actually going to show up to the dealership with your funding already in place. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. Auto dealers will happily hook you up with a lender. It's called indirect lending. So you go to an auto dealership, you find a car that you like, the finance manager from the auto dealership has relationships with a number of banks, and they can pull your credit reports and submit your applications across multiple lenders. They can pull your credit reports, and then they can see what kind of financing they can set you up for. Generally speaking, that is not a bad way to go, because especially if you're looking for a certain make and model, you may be able to get an interest rate close to 0% through the captive. Now, the captive is the financing arm of the manufacturer. So like Ford Motor Credit, Honda Finance. So you can't just go apply for credit there. You have to actually be looking for a car from a certain make and a certain model. And you can even ask the dealership, hey, do you have any 0% off offers on any of these makes and models that are on your lot right now? And they may tell you, hey, yeah, you can get 0% on that, or you can get 0% on that. Some of them you can't get 0% because the cars are too popular and they don't have to give those really, really aggressive incentives in order to move it off their lot. But there are some cars that that don't move as well, meaning that they're not as popular, and you can get 0% financing through the captive auto lender. So pre-qualifying is free, pulling your credit report is free. Nothing that I'm telling you to do right now is going to cost you any money. You should prep maybe 30 to 60 days in advance, meaning don't start researching how your credit is the morning you're going to start looking for a car. You're going to want to leave yourself some time in case you do have to challenge something that you feel is inaccurate. So good luck with that. Hopefully you get a great deal. If you have any other questions about financing your first car, drop them in the comment section below. And good luck. Post a picture of that new car. We'll talk to you soon.
For more videos and credit tips from John Ulzheimer, go to www.tradelinesupply.com.